Yo, YouTube, what is up? Welcome back to the Radar for Rastin Studios.
What up, Mox?
Guys, Monday Night Raw just finished up. We have one takeaway from a really, really bad episode of Monday Night Raw.
Sucked, man.
Terrible follow-up to TLC.
I'm sure USA is really happy about it.
Yeah, pretty much. Said they were going to get a little bit edgier, but they really didn't, especially in one segment that was all Christmas-related segment. It's pretty embarrassing stuff, but we're going to get into it with the one takeaway. But before we do, we don't remind you guys, drop a like on this video. The previous videos, like our TLC review video and reaction video. If you're watching and you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you get alerted when new videos drop. Also, follow me on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, all the same handles. Follow me on all the social platforms. Description section below, you got links. Obviously, you got Amazon, highspots.com, Fight TV, Honor Club, sign up, buy stuff using all those links. Kicks back to the channel. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. One takeaway from Monday Night Raw. Let's get right into it. Monday Night Raw started off with Dana Brooke. I'm sorry, your new tag team champions, Asuka and Charlotte Flair. They come out, they get interrupted by Shayna Baszler, Nia Jax, trash talk ensues. Dana Brooke, Mandy Rose come out, stake their claim. This leads to a match. The promo itself wasn't really all that great.
Nah, it sucked. I mean, even Charlotte, like, I didn't really care. Like, she didn't really believe what she was saying. Just it didn't come off right. Like, I'm in the Thunderdome. Okay, who cares?
Yeah, it didn't really matter to us in the end. But it ended up being a match. Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose going against Baszler and Nia Jax. Baszler and Nia Jax get the win. At least they're building the tag team division up a little bit, bringing in some tag teams. You'll see that a little bit later on in the show. Next thing in the show, we had Angel Garza going against Drew Gulak. They're building up Angel Garza still.
Angel Garza's back. Holy crap! I haven't seen him in 6 years.
Looks like they might start building him up. He gets the win. Pretty much squashes Gulak and gets the win there. We'll see how Garza goes, going forward. He's still giving the roses to the women backstage, so we'll see how he still plays that Playboy gimmick. Yeah. Next thing on the show, it's one of the worst segments on the show. It is Miz TV. It started off okay between Miz and AJ Styles arguing with each other. Miz got a passionate promo to begin, but then it started getting some really corny jokes in between them. And then you had Omos getting involved as well. More corniness ensued. You had Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, Keith Lee come out and recite like a Christmas Christmas story. Yeah. Twas the nightmare after TLC. It was all kind of I don't know. I didn't really like it. I hate when they throw the festive stuff in there, the holiday stuff into the episodes.
Sometimes it's been good. Sometimes like a Thanksgiving food fights, or when it's well done, it works. But this was like, we're just we need our Christmas segment because it's Christmas week, and like we do this, and it doesn't make any sense. It's childish. It's just dumb. Like, what grown men would start saying these things in the middle of like a contentious fight? Like, it doesn't make any sense. It's just dumb.
Like, literally the only good thing that came out of this was the fact that technically they said Miz did not hand in Money in the Bank. It was actually technically Morrison that did, so there's a small loophole there that may get him the briefcase back. It's the only thing there that kind of like ties together a little storyline, makes it a little bit more nuanced. But that's all there was to it. They were setting up. They have a match later on, a 6-man tag, and they were just setting up for that. That's all this was. Nobody really cares. We'll see how the title picture kind of fleshes out going into the Rumble, but I assume all these guys will be involved in one way or another. Next thing on the show, we had T-Bar versus Ricochet. Ricochet continues his beef against Retribution, the beef that nobody cares about, the team that nobody cares about. He will lose this match, and that's pretty much it. I don't know where this is going. They didn't even show up. They weren't even there on TLC to do anything. Retribution's useless, worthless, pointless.
So is Ricochet. Yeah. You might as well have Ricochet join the group already. Maybe they'll do something interesting.
Might be more interesting to have him on the group,
because watching him get his ass kicked, it doesn't really solve anything. It's not entertaining. It's not helping Ricochet. It's not helping Retribution. Just might as well get together and start causing havoc. It's a disaster.
They might as well have a guy who could fly around on the team. And put him in a mask, do whatever you want, but it's pointless, worthless storyline going forward.
What are we watching?
No, none of this is good. So whatever. We'll see how it goes going from there. Next thing was the VIP lounge. Obviously, Hurt Business celebrating the fact that they won the Raw Tag Team Championships. They get interrupted by the Hardy Bros, which is Jeff Hardy and Matt Riddle. Seems to be a new somewhat makeshift tag team coming up. They would eventually have a match, and it was I don't know, it wasn't really all that great. They ended up getting the loss at Hardy submitting to the full Nelson from Bobby Lashley, but I guess maybe they're creating a new tag team. Maybe they'll eventually take on Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin, but I guess it's something for Riddle and Jeff Hardy to do, so it was what it was.
Yeah, it just, more of the same crap of the night.
Now, not to mention their promos together, Hardy and Riddle, before the match started, was absolutely horrendous. It was terrible promos. It was
awful. It was corny. It was like the deliveries were terrible. Just stop. Just stop with these stupid, corny promos are just awful. Just move on.
Now I understand why they put them together, probably trying to get the rub off of Jeff Hardy for Riddle because everybody loves Jeff Hardy and stuff like that. But let's see let's see what happens with it going later on.
So far, so crap.
Yes. Next thing we had on the show, we had Grand Metalik taking on Jackson Riker. You know, obviously Riker's rolling with Elias now, and he would obliterate, Grand Metalik and continue with that. I don't know what's gonna come of it. Like, are they both gonna be a tag team? And I don't know what's gonna happen to it because it seems to be like he was supposed to be the muscle for Elias, but then why is he having this match? It should be Elias dominating Metalik instead of Riker. I
don't know. I mean, maybe they're just building him up as a monster. We'll see. Maybe Elias is a monster now. I'm gonna give it a couple more weeks until we start critiquing it. But so far, they're starting something. We'll see where this goes.
Yeah. Now the next thing on the show, we had Randy Orton coming out speaking about stuff that transpired when he at TLC when he burned the corpse of the Fiend Bray Wyatt. He's talking about it, and then the lights cut out, seemingly like Bray Wyatt's gonna come out. But this is takeaway number one because right behind us, you see they managed to put a full functional swing set in the ring as the lights cut out. Alexa Bliss is sitting on it, swinging back and forth with her, Janet Jackson mic on, and she's swinging back and forth, laughing it up about the Fiend, and then basically saying the Fiend is coming back, and it was cool. It was a cool setup. It was creepy. Yeah. It was weird. It had that weird vibe to it. That's cool. Good seeing Alexa Bliss come back. She hadn't been there since Randy Orton grabbed her, carried her. So it was good to see her there. That's good stuff by them, and it's good that they didn't pull the trigger and bring the Fiend back the night after.
No, because you just said I'm on fire.
I say give it a few weeks. I mean, I could. Yeah. If I was them, I'd run it midway January up to the Rumble if I wanted to do it correctly, and have Alexa Bliss kind of carry the whole thing out that way.
Yeah, because you still got Bray, because Bray and the Fiend are supposed to be two different type of entities, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so you can still throw Bray out there, keep the Fiend away. Maybe keep the Fiend in the background. Maybe his face shows up on the screen somewhere. Kind of keep the scary thing. It was the only good thing on Raw. I'm still happy to see Randy and the Fiend still being involved. Good to see Alexa Bliss back. She's definitely going to be more enthralled in this storyline. She's going to kind of take the face of a heel here going forward, because the Fiend should be put away for a little bit. Like you said, mid-January would be great. Just have him in the background, keep him spooky. Maybe Randy just sees him in the back of his eye. You know what I'm saying? Just something like that. So definitely the only interesting thing in Raw.
Yeah, it's the only thing interesting that happened on the show completely. The only thing that maybe if he's gone for a while, Bliss might not show up. I think they should finally put Bliss in some singles competition and actually have her wrestle with the new shtick that she's got going. And because she was one of my favorites to win the Royal Rumble, the women's Royal Rumble. She's one of my favorites to win that matchup. She still has time if they bring back the Fiend earlier than that, but I just don't think they're going to keep her on TV with the Fiend gone. I don't know if she could hold the whole thing going without him being on TV.
I think she can. I think again, if they keep Bray there and we just keep the Fiend kind of in the background lurking around. I mean, Alexa Carey, she's on my she's doing a good job with this crazy Alexa, gone crazy. So I mean, I think she could carry it. Play the mind games with Randy, try to get into his head. The Fiend's coming. I don't see why she couldn't take the reins. No pun intended, Roman, but just going forward in this feud until the Fiend makes his return.
We could see it happen, but like I said, I enjoyed the segment. The segment was good. It was cool the way they brought that whole thing in the ring and had her just swinging back and forth on it. It fits the vibe that she's going with, so it was a cool segment. But guys, that's takeaway number one. You don't take away the show. Next thing on the show, we had Asuka and Charlotte going against Peyton Royce, Lacey Evans. Peyton Royce, Lacey Evans finally back out there as a tag team. Again, why they broke up the Iconics, don't know. They put her back in. They put her in her tag team immediately afterwards, so it is what it is. Yep. They got the win, obviously. Asuka and Charlotte. Issues between Peyton Royce and Lacey Evans. We'll see what happens, but at least they have two women's tag team matches on the show and maybe trying to do something with the division. Here comes the main event.
Well, because the singles is weak.
Yeah, they have a holiday street fight. Sheamus, Keith Lee, Drew McIntyre against Styles, Miz, and Morrison. The match, I thought it was, it was pretty good. It wasn't, it was an okay match, but it just went longer than it had to. A lot of issues between Sheamus and Keith Lee, because Keith Lee keeps saying that Sheamus will turn on Drew McIntyre eventually when he sets his sights on that WWE Championship. You would see how it ends. And with them winning, Keith Lee hitting the spirit bomb on the Miz, and then that would be the end of the match. But at the end, Sheamus would bro kick Keith Lee, and McIntyre would be super upset with him, yell at him and all that stuff like that. So you see the feud coming. It seems to be Keith Lee, Sheamus coming out of this is the feud, and the issues continue. But we'll see when Sheamus eventually turns on McIntyre, because we all know what's coming. Yeah.
Yep, and it'd be interesting. Like you said, you called for Drew versus Sheamus. That'd be like the next feud that makes sense, and I think it would. I think if they have a great match, they have history, they're friends, they probably kill it. They're gonna, it's gonna bring out more to have a great fucking match, and it'd be good to see Sheamus back in a title picture. I think he's hasn't really been in a title picture for years now. He's kind of been in the tag team or just kind of in the mid card. He had the Hardy feud on SmackDown over the summer. That was kind of whatever. So it'd be nice to see him grow. But Keith Lee is getting primed and ready to hopefully one day be a champion or be in the main event pick, consistently being in big matches. So it's a good little there's a little spark here for the future when it comes to who's Drew facing next and what the next main event card is going to look like Raw going forward.
I mean, Sheamus McIntyre seems like a perfect Royal Rumble matchup. So book it now. I think that's the perfect Rumble matchup is Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus. But that is Raw. That's the end of our show. One takeaway from a really bad episode of Monday Night Raw. Really bad way to come off a big night of TLC. But thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you guys for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, notification bell, all that stuff. Follow me on social medias. And without further ado, if it was working, better not do the job.
Later, Marks.